Okay, I'm going to show you how to use Inkscape as an alternative program to Illustrator. Inkscape is a free software program for vector graphics that you can download from the internet. It's very reputable and it's used for a lot of really amazing open source projects. So if you can't afford Adobe, then your good option is Inkscape. It's not the same as Illustrator in terms of the options, but there are even options in Inkscape that aren't available in Illustrator, and so that in some ways it can be a better program to use. So once you've downloaded it and opened it up, you might get this new document. So the first thing you want to do is save it. So you just click save, and then you find where you want to save it, and of course use the correct file label. You want to save a native version of your design, so keep it as the .svg, which is the native for Inkscape, as well as exporting it. And you'll see later on that you can only export as a PNG and not as a JPEG, so we'll have to manage that a bit later on, and that's one of the reasons why it can be a little bit complicated. However, okay, so here we have an 800 by 600 artboard, and I got that by choosing new and desktop 800 by 600 when I first chose to create a new document, so that's easy to do. You'll want to create a ground to start with, and to do that you'll use your rectangle tool, and you can go ahead and just trace the line of the artboard if you like that. And if it gets to be a little over the edge, that's fine. Or you can type 800 by 600 into the options up here, and then when you click on the arrow tool, you can move it around to make sure it's exactly where you want it to be. Then you can choose your color, and the color palette is down the bottom, and you'll see that it has its own scroll tool there. So you can go ahead and choose whichever color you like. And if none of those colors appeal to you, you can create your own. Just double click on the fill down here, and you'll find that the color palette option comes up here on the right. And you can move the sliders around using an RGB, HSL, CMYK, color wheel, or any of these options to create the color you want in your design. I'm going to leave that palette open because it's quite useful. Now this is my ground, so I'm going to leave that on my bottom layer, and I'm going to go ahead and create a new layer for my design using this drop down menu. Okay. So to create your design, obviously you can use rectangles with this tool here. Or you can use circles with this tool here. And you should find that if you hold the, that's not a very good colour for this video, is it? Okay, so you'll find that you can resize fairly easily. And if you hold down various key combinations, you'll find that it will restrict the size in some way. If you hold down the control key as you're drawing the circle, you'll be able to maintain a pure circle there. You've also got these options here. As you know, I'm not accepting star shapes for the week 1 assignment 4, but that's no reason why you can't use them in any other assignments, unless I specify not to, of course. And here is the star shape tool, and you'll find that it has these fabulous options up here that you can click on and use to create some alternative designs for the star, some rounded edges, and you see here that's creating some really interesting effects there. So it's a lot of fun to play with those. And then you have the multi-sided shape option as well. Okay, you can use a pencil tool to create some interesting organic shapes right there. And if you do go ahead and do that, you might want to erase the outline, because as you know, I won't accept shapes that have an outline. And to do that, you just need to click on the stroke palette up here on the right, and then click on the X, and that will take the stroke value away. I should get another colour, I think. Okay, you can also use the pen tool to create a hard-edged shape. Just make sure you close the lines to create a complete shape. And once again, using the stroke palette, you can get rid of the stroke value or outline there. And of course, you can do many similar things. You can duplicate shapes. You can use the copy and paste function. But that has particular complications, as you can see there. So I'm not an expert in Inkscape, but I'm sure you'll find that as you start working with it, you'll be able to create, you'll find exactly how to do the things that you want to do. And there are a lot of effects here and fun things that you can play with, so it's good to take the time to play with it a little bit before you go ahead and do your design. You need, of course, some time to get used to it. Okay, I think that's all I have to say. Oh no, I should tell you how to export. So when you're finished and you want to export, it doesn't actually export as a JPEG, which is very unfortunate. The only way you can get a raster image is to save as a PNG file. So you'll get, if you go File Save As, then you'll get the option to save as a PNG, which is this one here. And that's probably the best one to start with. Then you click Save. Now you can't upload a PNG to the classroom, I need to have JPEGs, so you're going to have to use GIMP. If you don't have any Adobe software, then you'll have to use GIMP to open your .png file and save it as a .jpeg. And yeah, so you'll have to download GIMP from the internet to do that. Okay, that's the only complicated and annoying part of Inkscape.